Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Thursday, February 15th, 2018. As you can see, overcast day today, but we've brought in, it's about 3 in the afternoon right now, and we've brought in 1.5 kilowatt hours on the day on the solar. So, not a bad day here today at the homestead, 60 degrees. So we will take that for sure. A lot of snow melted today, which is absolutely awesome. I like to see that because I can't stand the snow. But anyhow, all right, let's get into today's video, okay? Mental health issues and school shootings. You know, first of all, what just happened down in Florida is an absolute tragedy. Absolutely a tragedy. Another complete waste of human life. But it's a mental health issue. This is not a gun issue, folks. You know, it's people are gonna. You got your liberals who are already going nuts, talking about we need to restrict guns. Well, you know, it's nothing to do with guns. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. And here's who I blame for this school shooting. Okay, partly the school's responsible, and we're gonna get into that in a minute. But it's definitely a mental health issue. A normal, rational person does not decide to go and shoot up and kill a bunch of people. That's not normal and rational thought. So there's definitely a mental health issue going on there. Okay, it's a very, very sad situation. It's a tragedy. In you know, 17 people lost their lives, and there's others that are injured that have life-threatening injuries. So that number may go up. You know, it's like, now where does the school come into responsibility for this? Well, they already knew that this young man was a troubled young man. There's a lot of issues going on. And if they're not paying attention to those type of things and getting that person the kind of help that they need, a lot of that blame does go on the school. I'm sorry. I mean, don't get me wrong. Parents are a big part of that responsibility too, okay? It's how you raise your children. If you raise your children to be respectful and to treat people decently, that's going to be a big thing, that how they treat people, okay? But unfortunately, so many children today are from broken homes. And I think a big problem with that is there is not a positive male role model in the picture. And I think that makes a huge, huge difference with children if they have a strong male role model on how they act and, and how they behave. A lot of women, you know, nothing against your moms out there. I mean, I get my hats off to you, because a lot of you are out there trying to raise your kids all by yourself. It's very, very difficult. And, you know, young men need to have a man who they can look up to, who they can emulate, who they can say, hey, I want to be like that dude, okay? It's just not there today. People don't care. We are in such a selfish society now. You know, these fathers are not standing up and being responsible. And I don't know if this kid had both mom and dad in the picture. I have no idea, okay? I mean, I basically had the basic information that he was a 19-year-old kid, had been expelled from school, had trouble in school. So, you know, obviously there was issues ahead of hand, you know. And so the fact that they didn't get this kid help and try to help this kid, you know, obviously that's an issue. If there was red flags, you know, and from the stuff you're hearing, I mean, you can only believe so much of what's coming through the media, you know. There was definitely issues there, okay. This is, you know, and of course, like I said, the liberals are up in arms first off and want restrictions on guns. And you look what happened in Australia. They haven't had a mass shooting since 1996. Yeah, because they disarmed their population, which is ridiculous, okay. Why are you going to punish everybody because some people are insane? That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, that's not rational thinking. Because the Hollywood elite, who are a bunch of liberals, say that we should do this, the rest of us should go, oh yeah, you know, that's a good idea, because you know, meanwhile they're guarded by people with guns. That makes a lot of sense. You know, I mean, come on. You look at our congressmen and our senators and all those type of people. The president, they're guarded by people with guns. Why shouldn't we be afforded that same opportunity? Not even just to have somebody protect us, but to be able to protect ourselves. So I'm going to tell you what, if I was in that school and I had been armed, that school shooting would have been stopped in about 5 seconds, okay? And anybody else that's a legal gun owner feels the same way. We have our guns because of those situations. When you have somebody that is mentally unstable and is looking to have a big body count and just hurt people, you know, we can stop them. And we'll save the courts a lot of money, and we'll save our tax-paying dollars a lot of money, because then they won't have to feed that piece of crap for the next umpteen years until they hopefully electrocute him. It's just the mental health is such a huge issue. Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to go back here, and this is going to be a New York thing. They emptied out a lot of these mental institutions and put these people back on the streets. Okay, I lived in an apartment building at one point when I was in my 20s, and I was on the 3rd floor. Quick story. I was on the 3rd floor, and on my first night there, down on the 2nd floor, I hear this woman screaming and yelling and absolutely going crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, there's got to be some huge fight going on down there. You know, so I ignored it and tried to go to bed. But it was like, next thing you know, it's like an everyday thing. And come to find out, we had a lady that lived in the apartment. It was a big building, so there was like maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 apartments on every floor, and it was a 3-story building. Well, she was down there on the 2nd floor, and she was very disturbed, and she was not fighting with anybody. She was in her apartment fighting with herself. And so one day I was walking down the hall, and she came up behind me, and she was like, do you see that? Do you see that? And I'm like, what? She goes, come here, let me show you. And she takes me and shows the back parking lot. They're watching me. She's going, they're watching me. Well, right then and there, I knew this woman is flat out nuts, okay? But she's out on the street. She's out in society. So, you know, you're going to have these type of people that are going to be out in society, that are going to have access to guns. Here's the thing is, guys, restricting the gun laws, all you are doing is stopping the average citizen from protecting themselves. That's all you're doing, because here's the thing. You are never going to stop guns from being out there. You're never going to stop criminals from getting guns. It's just not going to happen. If I'm a criminal and I want to get a gun, here's a great example, okay? Right now, if I have the money and I went to the city of Rochester, I can guarantee you, within inside of an hour, if I know the right people, I can have anything that I want if I got the cash. And that's as easy as that. That's how quick it is, okay? So you're not going to stop it. You are absolutely not going to stop it, you know? And it's like I said, all you're doing is with gun laws is taking away the rights of the average law-abiding citizen from protecting themselves, you know, and that's ridiculous. And the thing is, this tragedy that happened in Florida is exactly that. It's a tragedy, but it is a mental health issue. It is the school system dropping the ball on another kid issue. If there are red flags, there had to be red flags ahead of time. There had to be some kind of issues that they said, something wrong with this freaking kid. Then you address that. You get that person help. You know, I mean, like I said, I don't know what the family situation. I don't know if mom and dad were in the picture. But it's so sad, and it's a waste. But of course, the first thing that the anti-gun people are going to do is they're going to beat their chest and say, we have to do something, you know, and it's ridiculous. It really, truly is. So, but, you know, it's not going to change. That's the thing. It's not going to change, and it is what it is. I mean, realistically, I mean, it's when you are not addressing the mental health issue, the situation is not going to change. If there's issues and there's red flags and people are making threats or whatever, and like I said, I don't know what threats this kid made, or I don't know what he was doing and stuff like that, but it's not going to change until we address the mental health issue in this country. And these schools need to be held more responsible if there's issues with kids, getting them the help that they need. And the parents are a big responsibility and part of this as well, because why wasn't I mean, I realize he was 19, so maybe he wasn't living at home. I don't know, okay? But there's too many school shootings with these kids, and these things need to be addressed, you know. But like I said, the answer is not taking away the guns from the average citizen. That is not the answer. So anyway, guys, I definitely want your feedback on this video. I want to hear your thoughts on it. I appreciate that. I love reading all the comments, and we're interacting with each other. It really makes it important, and giving a different perspective of different people's views. Okay, so I definitely want your feedback on this and what you guys think. Like I said, I've been reading all the comments. There's been just way too many for me to get to the comments, and you know, maybe this weekend I'll try to get in there and answer some comments. But it's been crazy. I mean, I'm over 16,000 subscribers pretty quick now. This year's gone up pretty quick, and that's awesome. But you know, and I appreciate the support, and I appreciate y'all watching the channel. But I just don't have the time to get in there and answer all these questions anymore. I just really don't, and I apologize. I would love to. If I didn't have to work a full-time job, I'd have more time to sit down and answer comments. But you know, I just don't right now, so I apologize. But anyway, remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. And remember, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. You know, whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it, and the only one that's going to stop you from getting there is yourself. So remember that, okay? I hope everybody has a great day, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.